Hello everyone, Electrical Squid here, and welcome to a small new series I am calling Anarchy Talk, where I kind of just play Splatoon and talk to you guys about stuff. So, yeah. I'm doing this mainly because I'm kind of low on video ideas and I don't really have a whole lot of time or motivation to actually make full-on edited videos. So yeah, this is kind of just a chill, low-effort thing I'm doing for the channel just to keep it active and stuff. So, yeah, so I'm just gonna hop into solo queue here, and and each episode I'll use a different weapon, or I may use the same weapon from a previous video if I feel like it. So yeah, I'm just gonna be starting off with my favorite weapon, the Splatoon Stamper. So let's go. All right, so we're on Tower Control, Umami Ruins. The other map is Eeltail Alley. This is gonna be open, by the way. So yeah. Also, sorry if I sound kind of stuffy or if I cough a lot. I'm kind of getting over a cold right now. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about is Splatoon 3 compared to the previous games. So, basically, I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter stating their opinions about the game, of course, and surprisingly, I guess, is a lot of people say that, oh, Splatoon 3 is the worst game in the series, worse than Splatoon 2. It's even... Wow, that killed me. I'd even say the game is just straight up bad. And I was like, wow, really? Now, I know that's just how Twitter is sometimes. People, it's common for people to just blurt out over... It's common for just people to blurt out overblown nonsense without really thinking about it. But I know most people are probably just saying this as an exaggeration or a joke. But I do know there's some people who genuinely feel this way. Like, for example, my friend Jaden, she actually prefers Splatoon 2 over Splatoon 3. And that's mainly because she doesn't really enjoy a lot of the weapons in this game. She enjoys more weapons in Splatoon 2. And I mean, yeah, that's fair. She is aware of how awful the endgame meta was, but yeah. And hey, if there's anyone watching this video that prefers Splatoon 1 or 2 over 3, or whatever, yeah, that's totally fine. But let's talk objectively here. Is Splatoon 3 really the worst game? I don't think so. For a number of reasons. In fact, I can say I think it's easily the best one in the franchise for, yeah, a lot of reasons. So, first, let's talk about the main issues of Splatoon 3. Personally, there's three big ones for me. Of course, the game also has smaller, minor inconveniences that don't matter too much, but, like, for example, not being able to buy ability chunks is something I would really like to have, but it doesn't bother me all that much right now, because I'm perfectly happy with my gear as it is right now. So, yeah. So, the three big issues for me with Splatoon 3 is 1, the maps, 2, the netcode, and 3, the update cycle. So, yeah, admittedly, the maps are generally worse than what we've had before. A lot of them are just kind of hallways, or as they're infamously called, Tetris pieces. Like, just like this map, I actually think Umami's a pretty decent map. But yeah, I can safely say that Splatoon 2 and 1's best maps were definitely better than what we have now. And yeah, the main problem with the maps is that they don't have many options. like flank routes. Like, a lot of them have really forced mids that you have to go through to get to the other side, and yeah, that's dumb. There's a few exceptions to that, like Hagglefish has flank options. Flounder Heights has the walls. I don't really understand why so many people hate that map. I still think it's the best map in the game right now. Admittedly, it's not as good as S1 Flounder, but I still really like it. On pretty much all modes. But, yeah. But I will say, Splatoon 2 and 1's worst maps, in my opinion, are still worse than what we have right now. Like, I absolutely despise Walleye Warehouse and Port Mackerel and Clam Triggerfish because of how tight and claustrophobic they are. Like, I hate those types of maps that feel like that. So, yeah. And Splatoon 3 doesn't really have a lot of those. Like, the only ones you could probably argue are Hammerhead Bridge, Mincemeat Metalworks, Mahi. But even then, I don't think those maps are as tight as Walleye or Port. Like, honestly, I would much rather play S3 Hammerhead over Walleye, because while Walleye does have some flanks, they're still really skinny and just don't feel good to use. At least with Walleye, it feels a lot more open, and I like that about it. It feels that part of it feels nice to play on, and also the pillars it has are really nice for Zipcaster, which is my favorite special in the game, as most of you probably already know. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next game. So, yeah, that's kind of my opinion on the maps. I don't hate them as much as most people in the community do. I think they all, at least for the most part, feel fine to play on. I do wish they were better though. Like, I wish they were given flank routes and stuff that felt a little more open. Like, better maps would definitely go a long way. And I do think they will eventually get better, because we've seen stage renovations before, and the devs are actually have kind of fixed them before, just not enough. Like, they added friggin' Wahoo Pool, which doesn't really do anything. That car on Mincemeat to block charger sight lines. There's also, like, the piece of glass on Eeltail and Mako that also block charger sight lines. And, yeah, cool, but, like, they need more. They need way more. So, yeah. So, yeah, stage renovations would be nice. In fact, I would say they are very much needed. But right now, I think the stages are mostly fine. Again, I do hope they get improved. Because I do understand how flawed they are. Next thing is the netcode. Yeah, netcode somehow got worse in this game. Now, it's not to the point where the game becomes unplayable unless you have crappy internet. But yeah, occasionally you will run into really laggy matches, more common than... Oh crap, this scripter's cracked. Yeah, it is way more common to get laggy matches in this game than Splatoon 1 or 2. But again, it's not really enough to make it unplayable or anything. In fact, I think laggy matches just look funny. So yeah, the netcode doesn't really affect me, but yeah, it's kind of stupid how it's worse in this game. And will they fix it? I don't know. I mean, they have tried to fix comm errors and stuff, but yeah. Oh, so that sucks. So yeah, I don't think Nintendo will ever really fix the netcode enough for it to be like actually like really good, but I don't know, we'll see. And the last thing is the update cycle. So I kind of do. Oh, look at that lag. That was a very late kill credit, but oh, hi. Now I do think seasons are cool for this game. Like I don't mind them, but they're just not really executing it right. So like yeah, each season they get sometimes they'll do brand new weapons, new weapon kits, 2 new maps. But they definitely need to do more. Like yeah, new seasons, yeah, they're exciting when they first come out, but then the game, a lot of people say that the game gets stale in between because it's a 3-month wait. So I think what they need to do is mid-season updates. They do. Really? Yeah, that's what I mean by netcode. I just died through a freaking block. But anyway, so yeah, they have been doing mid-season balance patches, which is good, but mid-season actual updates would be nice as well. Where they add like maybe just like 4 or 5 new weapon kits, a new map, some new songs, a new salmon map. Just small stuff like that would go a long way. So yeah, those are really my only big problems with Splatoon 3. Otherwise, I think this game is just fantastic. I've been really enjoying playing it. It's been a lot of fun. So now, when people say that Splatoon 1 or 2 is better, I really don't understand it. I mean, again, if they prefer it for a specific reason, that's totally okay. But objectively, I can't really justify it. Because I think Splatoon 1 and 2 had way more big problems than what Splatoon 3 has right now. Like, my biggest problem with Splatoon 1 is the gear system is absolutely atrocious because it's literally 100% luck. Like, the only way you can get the abilities you want are if you use gear brands that favor that ability and re-rolling, which is really expensive. It's either 1 sea snail or 30,000 coins. That's also another minor inconvenience with this game, is that you can't use coins to re-roll. That would be really nice. But, yeah. Again, it doesn't really affect me because I'm happy with my gear right now, so. Yeah, the gear system in Splatoon 2 is absolutely terrible. Like you pretty much had no. There's pretty much no way you could use the gear you actually wanted and have good abilities on it. I don't know if Splatnet I actually don't know if Splatnet existed for Splat 1. Maybe it did. I don't know. What? I can cling onto that? Anyway. Another big problem was the rotations. They lasted 4 whole hours in that game, and it's just like, why? That just limits what you can play by so much. And I mean, they did fix it in Splatoon 2. Made it 2 hours, which is definitely a lot better. So, yeah. Meta isn't exactly ideal for me. It was all like QR, and there wasn't a whole lot of diversity. I'm gonna jump out. Like, it was mainly like CRB, sometimes Cherry H3, Zimmy. That was like it. Maybe Leader, T-Tech, Wasabi. There wasn't a whole lot. As far as I'm aware, there wasn't a whole lot that was good in Splatoon 1. Anyway, we won that one. And as I've established before, Splatoon 1 also had some truly awful maps. Like, again, Walleye, Port Mackerel, Cam Triggerfish, and even Salt Spray. I mean, I haven't played too much Salt Spray, but I heard that map is also truly awful. And even some specific modes, like, my god, Port Mackerel and Moray Towers on Splat Zones was atrocious because it was a dual zone map, but both the maps were so, like, they were on complete opposite sides of the map rather than being right next to each other. Like, what the heck? What were they thinking with that? Also, why is no one on tower? Okay. Cool. Oh, that was nice. Oh, nice kill streak. But yeah, Splatoon 1 had some truly awful maps that I'd say are worse than Mincemeat, in my opinion. And, oh, I didn't come. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's that. Are there any other problems? Big problems I have with Splatoon 1? Trying to think. Oh yeah, yeah, the special design wasn't all that great either. Not as bad as Splatoon 2, but like you had Ink Zugo, which was fine, Ink Strike. But there was also Kraken. Kraken was a fun special. But it was also kind of broken because, you know, instant activation, full invincibility, one hit KO, or one hit shot, whatever. You got the point. Where's everyone? Okay. Same thing for Bubbler, except it didn't kill, but you could use your main weapon. Just instant activation, full invincibility. I do like how the only way for your other teammates to get it were if you got close to them, but yeah. Echolocator, just boring as heck. Yeah. Yeah, despite those, Splatoon 1 was still a really fun game. But those big problems do definitely hold it back quite a bit from being, like, truly amazing for me. And then there's Splatoon 2, which I can safely say has the most issues. So, like, yeah, Splatoon 2, they had some nice quality of life features, more content than Splatoon 1, but the big problems with that game were, oh my god. I don't know how I didn't die to that roller, but, yeah, my least favorite things about Splatoon 2, again, a lot of really bad maps. Again, you got Walleye Port and Camp, Gobi, Wahoo also being one of the worst. I actually used to like that map, but now I realize how bad it was. And yeah, the maps just generally I feel like that game just had a lot more mediocre to bad maps than good maps. And I guess you could say the same thing about Splatoon 3, but in Splatoon 3 I'd say they're like half mediocre, half decent. That's just me though. Rank X was horrible, the point system mainly. Like, you would get way less points than you deserve and lose more points you deserve, especially if you were at a high power. Like, it was so hard to get points at a high power. So yeah, and that still kind of exists in Splatoon 3 with X Battle, but I'll get into that in a bit. And your only other option, aside from Rank X, was League Battle, and that required you to look for people to play with, and that, yeah, that isn't always easy. Anyway, that's another one. Cool. Jeez, how have we not gotten Eel Tail? Anyway. I mean, I'm okay with that because Eel Tail is very made, in my opinion. I think Umami's decent. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, Rank X was horrible, and your only option for rank was League Battle, and you had to find friends for that, which wasn't always easy. The special design was infamously bad, because you had crap like missiles, armor, and ray, which were all really annoying to play against. And them being incredibly spammable, yes, they were all pretty spammable, was just insult to injury. There was also MPU damage up, which is absolutely horrible. Pop your back in my dare, never mind. So yeah, that was really unfun. Like, really the only specials that I even remotely enjoyed in Splatoon 2 was Inkjet, Ultra Stamp, and Booyah Bomb, and two of them were kind of not great. I mean, they weren't bad, but they weren't great. So, yeah. That ultimately made Splatoon 2 less enjoyable for me. Like, y'all know me, I really like playing aggressively, and that kind of playstyle wasn't really as good in Splatoon 2 unless you play like Tetra or something. So, yeah. Yeah, again, MPU damage up was awful for the game. Tried to do the zip combo. Single player was mediocre, but that kind of doesn't matter a whole lot. I mean, Aqua expansion was good, but Hero mode was kind of trash. What else? I think it's kind of hard to think about this stuff and play at the same time. Also, that's sad, we lost lead. This 10's really trying to be aggressive. Anyway, sheesh. So yeah, so that, he's running the same build as Prochara. That's interesting. Anyway. I didn't like how when queuing for a match, you would just basically just be staring at a list of players. The only thing you could really do was mess around with the music with the controller, but like that was totally fun and interesting. At least with Splatoon 1, you had the fun little mini games on the gamepad. So yeah, that also made queuing for matches kind of unbearable. So yeah. Splatoon 2 just, you know, it started to get stale after updates stopped, so yeah. And if it weren't for Splatoon 3, I might have honestly quit it by now. So, yeah. It was still, Splatoon 2 was still a good game, but there was a lot holding it back that could have made it more fun if those things weren't a problem. So, yeah. Alright, so rotation just changed, so it's Clamlet, Scorchgorge, and Undertow Spillway. So, yeah. That was the issues with Splatoon 2. Now, going back to Splatoon 3, I think the stuff that it does... I think the good stuff that it does, like, greatly overpowers the stuff it does wrong. Like, again, the map's netcode and update cycle, kind of. Splatoon 3 just had so many great quality of life changes, like, for one thing. Like, one of them being, like, being able to use the test range while queuing for matches is an absolute godsend. Like, that's so good, because, like, it actually allows you to, like, warm up before playing a match and stuff. So, yeah, that was, like, an addition that I think was much needed. Because, yeah, I really got tired of just staring at a list of players most of the time. What? I interrupt him. There's replay mode, which is really good for content and reviewing your matches without having to, like, record or anything. So, yeah. Another amazing quality of life change. And another thing I didn't like about Splatoon 2 was the motion felt worse. Way worse than Splatoon 1, and of course worse in this game, because we didn't know it at the time, but we were basically, like, fighting how the camera functioned. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. It just felt really clunky in Splatoon 2. So of course the motion is way better in Splatoon 3 because they fixed the camera correction or whatever. So yeah, aiming is now a lot easier. Being able to change main abilities on gear is also incredible, because it makes it way easier to use gear that you like and actually have good abilities on it too. It was completely... That was pretty much never going to happen in Splatoon 1, and in Splatoon 2 you had to wait for that gear to appear on the phone app store, Splatnet shop. So yeah. The special design in this game, of course, is absolutely unmatched, and none of them really feel bad to play or play against. Really, the only outlier is missiles, and that's just only one special. The rest of them are all pretty great. Like, even the worst specials in the game right now, those being Vacuum and Reef Slider, they still, despite how bad they are, they still feel really fun to use. Like, I was actually playing Tetris last night on stream, and Reef Slider is fun. And, like, it's just so fun to just kind of, like, charge in and see if you get anyone. And also, being able to explode early is a nice way to catch people off guard. And, you know, Vacuum is just such a cool concept. I'm not going to be able to score the second clan, so I'm just going to go back. Oh god. And even... I've said this before in my special tier list video, like, even Crab Tank, as overpowered as it is right now, I mean, it's not really that overpowered as before, but I still think Crab is really fun. I mean, like, the kind of playstyle it encourages with, like, splash and stuff isn't fun, but the weapon, the special itself is, I still think, is a blast to use. It would be a lot easier to counter if the maps were better, but still, the counterplay is there. So, yeah. There's some other fun new additions like photo mode. Damn. Recon mode, especially in PBs. They greatly improved Salmon Run. Like, Salmon Run really started to get would often get quite boring in Splatoon 2 really fast, but they made it way more fun in this game, mainly by making it harder, new bosses, Kohozuna and Ouroboros. And yeah. Alright. X Battle is kind of better and worse at the same time, because, I mean, it's cool that you play, have to win or lose 3 matches to actually get points, but, like, I've seen people lose a ridiculous amount of points. Like, I've seen someone on Twitter lose almost 300, which is absurd. Like, I think the maximum should be 100. But it is also kind of nice that you can choose the region you want to play in. Goodness, what's happening? So yeah, I definitely think that part's better. I really shouldn't be trying to fight a brush up close. What? Okay. I can't reach him. I'm gonna try and flank the stick here. I didn't do it a lot. Okay. So what else do I also like really like about Splatoon 3? Whoa. Table Turf is a nice addition. Fun little side mode. And it's nice that they gave it online functionality too. I should also like mention stuff about like the core gameplay. Okay. Got 3 down. Let's actually push here. Okay. Nice. If we can keep scoring here, I could possibly jump. No, that's not going to happen. I do like the music in this game a lot better. I know that might seem like a small thing, but I do think music does play an important role in a game by like really setting the mood. And I think most of Splatoon 3's music does a great job at that. I'm just gonna focus up here. Kind of like force them out. Okay. We should be good. Yeah. Like Splatoon 2's music, they didn't have a lot of songs that I really liked. And that's another thing that kind of made it feel stale after a while. But Splatoon 3's, like, especially Seaside and Front Row's music, they're bangers. And yeah, they really keep the game feeling fun. Honestly, there's a lot more I could say about Splatoon 3 that I can't really think of right now, especially while playing the game, but it just does so many more things right than it does wrong. And that's still why I think it's the best game in the series, objectively. So, yeah. Guess we'll just finish this game up. sip here. That's right. Yeah, we just can't let them get this clam in here, otherwise they win. Okay. Okay, it's just the squeezer. Alright, nice. Very good. So, yeah, that was just kind of my talk on the stance between the three games. I guess I'll say my rating for each of them was Splatoon 2 is the weakest in my opinion with a 7 out of 10. If it weren't for Aqua expansion, I might even rate it 6. Yeah. Splatoon 1, 8 out of 10, and Splatoon 3, 9 out of 10. And then some of these, and if the few problems eventually get fixed, like the stages and maybe improvements to the update cycle, I would probably even rate it 10 out of 10. So yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, there is actually one more thing about Splatoon 3 that I want to talk about before closing this off, and that's the meta. I talked about the meta for Splatoon 2 and 1. I kind of forgot to talk about it during that Scorch match for 3, but my thoughts on the meta right now, I think it's fine. Not really amazing or anything, but I think it's okay. Alright for what it is. Of course, we do have just infamously strong weapons like Splash, Machine, and even Ballpoint's risen to the top recently because it's an insanely good main weapon, and Inkjet is better than it's ever been, which I'm really happy about because it's it's been one of my favorite specials of all time since Splatoon 2. I don't know special yet. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, before we were seeing Triple Splash, which was kind of ridiculous. But that's kind of fallen off. Like even Double Splash, we're not seeing as often anymore. I'm just gonna shark here. See if I can get a pick. There's one. Ah. And unfortunately, my team couldn't follow up on that because they're all dead, but kind of did a thing there. For a while, the Slatanas have been meta, and I'm actually quite happy about that. I think it's really cool to see the two brand new weapons be kind of at the top of the list. So yeah. And I'm especially happy about that for Stamper because it's my favorite weapon right now. Oh. I'm glad the weapons that do have missiles haven't been seen a lot. Like, Flings has really only been seen in zones, and there's been, like, no Goo Tuber or Reflux. The Wiper Deco is coming, and that will probably be good for a while until whenever they decide to make missiles bad. Which I would be okay with, because it's horrible design. So... cool. You gotta get this charge or something. Okay. You take those. That was somehow a trade. I guess he just like the hardest flick ever. And you know, I do think the special and weapon diversity is really good right now. Splatter shots are good. The dualies are good. They're not amazing, but they're usable. Sloshers are alright. Blasters would be nice to see them have a little more use. Oh god, we should... ah! Yeah, we were all clumped up with the missiles. Came out, that was really bad. But, Yeah, I just like the weapon diversity we have right now. I think it's pretty good. Ow. Heavy chargers are good, obviously, because of the maps. There's not a whole lot that's bad. I mean, like Splatoon 2, there was just mostly it was mostly just shooters, like C-Jet, V-Jet, Shot, K-Shots. There wasn't a whole lot outside of the shooter category that was good. Splatoon 1 had more variety. There was CRB, Cherry H3 was good, Zimmy, Bucket, Deco, I think it was. Oh, I can KO this. Ah, damn. The best meta we probably had was the 3.0s in Splatoon 2. But, do I think the meta could be better? Yeah. But right now, I think it's alright. Oh, that wasn't a full charge. Oh, you stole my triple. How dare you. So, yeah, that's kind of where I stand. This is Splatoon 3 compared to the other games. Oh, wow, I got that. Hopefully we can score these powers to end this off. Oh, just one more, dude. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Nah. Game is basically over, though. They don't have enough to KO. Because that's basically what they need to do to win. Oh, well, they have 3 powers now. Oh, game's over. Yeah, I don't mind the meta at all in this game. I wouldn't say I love it, because I don't think it's exactly amazing right now, but I don't mind it. I'm happy with it. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this first episode of Anarchy Talk. If there's any more topics you guys would like me to discuss in future episodes, do let me know in the comments. I do have a few other ideas that I'll do later down the line, but yeah. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smack the like button, and if you're considering unsubscribing to the channel, be sure to hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. And if you want to support me even more, be sure to check the links in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.